Yo, we back. Episode 6 of the Back Porch Sports Podcast with your boy Fonz.
Sir, and Quan.
So, Quan, why don't you tell the people what we're going to talk about today, man?
Okay, I got you. Check it. A little rhyme for your dime, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Who we talking about? Lamar for a fact. The official dad back. Porch Sports is back. And that's all I got for the rhyme, because we really ain't got all the time. We ain't got all the time.
My dude got bars, man. My dude got bars. I can't even call it, man. My dude got bars somewhat. My dude got bars. But yo, some big news happened today in the world of sports. Mm-hmm. Blake Griffin signed with the Nets. The old ring chasers.
Yeah, ring chasers.
You know, they try to build that team up to go against the Lakers. We all know what that story is, man.
Yeah, ring chasers, man.
Ring chasers, bro.
They ain't got no chance.
I ain't gonna say they got no chance, because they gonna come out the East, but...
you know, when you face LeBron, you got to come right.
Yeah, you got to come correct, you know.
Come correct.
Have a good struggle look.
Yeah, I mean, I wish them all luck. You know, they like you said, they stacking. You know, I don't want to hear no excuse. You know, if they don't go to the championship and win, I'm going to put that out there now. Mm-hmm. You know, they're the new talk of the NBA. Everybody big on Brooklyn. He even got Jay-Z want to start popping out now. I bet he want to make an album right now about Brooklyn. So, you know, they've been quiet.
Smalls was alive. I'm just saying.
They've been quiet. Y'all been quiet for a while, so congratulations. You know, y'all got a stacked team, and I mean the stacked team, some of the best scorers that ever played the doggone game. You know, and you know, y'all doing y'all job, y'all trying to compete. So
yeah, kudos to y'all. You know,
kudos.
Y'all go after.
On the other hand, though, Dak Prescott just got signed to the Dallas Cowboys. They finally gave him a contract.
They gave that man that money.
Yes. Now, after he went on social media talking about he want to get paid like Patrick Mahomes, which you would never get paid like Patrick Mahomes. You know, Patrick Mahomes got a, $500 million contract over the next 10 years.
That man ain't got to throw a football no more in his life.
Never. But congratulations, y'all Cowboys. Y'all made a good decision. I'm proud of y'all.
Y'all finally did something right.
I'm proud of y'all boys. Y'all doing something over down yonder. Yeah. You know, Texas Pete. You know, I love Texas Pete. You know, I can't even eat chicken without Texas Pete. You know what I'm saying? I'm proud of y'all.
Not Texas Pete,
you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all got about 7 teams down there in Texas. You know, shout out to Houston. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, Dallas Cowboys, y'all did the right move. Thank y'all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's a great asset to go ahead and add to. You know, and, you know, I'm glad y'all made that decision finally. It took the man to get hurt to get a darn contract. But
let's not go there.
Here, no there. But the main topic today is the young man down up yonder on the East Coast, over there in Baltimore.
Right out there by the Inner Harbor.
Yeah, number 8, Lamar Jackson. You know, very talented young quarterback who has tons of potential, is young in his career. You know, we're going to get into a few points.
Okay, so, yeah, this episode, I've been preparing for this episode about a month. And we're going to call it. You're going to see it on Apple Podcasts. Make sure y'all go ahead and watch, you know, do what y'all got to do there.
Yeah.
You're going to see it on Spotify. Please make sure y'all do what y'all got to do there.
Yeah.
You're going to see it on YouTube.
You're going to see it everywhere. You're
going to see it everywhere.
Look at, we're going to hit you at all angles. Instagram.
We're going to hit your eyes and your ears.
On social media. You can't escape. You can run, but you can't hide.
Because it's a movement, baby.
Yeah, it's a movement.
This episode is going to be the Lamar Jackson episode. Yes, we're going to dedicate the entire episode to Number 8, Lamar Jackson.
Cool.
There's a lot of hate for this man.
Yeah.
It's unnecessary. Like, first of all, this man is 24 years old.
Young buck.
Youngin.
Still got Similac down here.
Still got Similac on his breath. Still wet behind the ears.
Got puppy breath.
But that's my guy, though, man. That's my guy. And it's so much hate. And before I go into my points, I'm going to tell you where I believe where that hate came from.
We're going to talk about it.
There's a former GM by the name of Bill Polian. He was the GM of the Buffalo Bills back in the day. His claim to fame was he kind of orchestrated those 4 Super Bowl teams that took 4 L's. Yeah. How you go to Super Bowl 4 times in a row?
No, you didn't. Don't say it like that, did you? No. Lost all 4 times.
Lord, good God Almighty. And then This is the man that drafted Peyton Manning. Yeah.
That brought that man a lot of money.
Yeah, gave him a little notoriety behind his name.
Gave him a little light behind it. Let your light shine.
Jesus Christ. So, back in 2018, 2018 was when Lamar Jackson was drafted. Bill Polian went on ESPN on Golic and Wingo. I think that's a radio show and as well as a TV show at the time. And in so many words, Bill Polian, I don't want to say suggested because that word is too easy. He insisted that Lamar Jackson be a wide receiver.
Even though he'd be a heck of a quick one.
This is what he said.
Talk about it.
He said he's an exceptional athlete.
Not exceptional.
Let's put a pin note right there. The word athlete. Exceptional ability to make you miss. Exceptional acceleration. Exceptional instinct with the ball in his hand. And that's rare for not quarterback, wide receiver.
Good.
He compared him with the likes of Antonio Brown.
Hey, now. That's one in the kind now.
I ain't striking nerve.
You can't compare wine to beer. I'm just sorry.
Oh, ouch.
I'm just saying.
But and then he went on to say, he said that he's clearly not the thrower the other guys are. So basically, he was comparing him to the guys that was in his draft. And then he went on to say, don't wait to make that change. Right. Don't be like the kid from Ohio State. And the kid he was talking about was Terrell Pryor. And everybody knows Terrell Pryor made that change from quarterback to receiver.
Made that change.
When he was 29. And also, to add insult to injury, when Lamar won the MVP in 2019.
Oh, I know he was a ball in the egg bean, boy.
I think he turned red.
Yeah, probably purple.
Bill Polian left Lamar Jackson off the voting ballot for All-Pro for that year.
It got so much hate.
So, my question is, with all of these quarterbacks, namely the ones that came out that draft, why is there so much hate for Lamar Jackson?
Once in a lifetime talent. And when you're talented, people don't like you.
It's sad. But they love Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, yeah. They love him because he ain't fully. He ain't all the way there. You know.
What you said a couple weeks ago? Something like his purr was coming out. Anyway. Yeah. But, I mean, all jokes aside, like, the hate for Lamar Jackson is highly unnecessary. For the simple fact, they love Russell Wilson. They love Deshaun Watson. They love Patrick Mahomes. Josh Allen, they begin to love him. Oh, boy, they in love with some Josh Allen now. But when it comes down to Lamar, it's like that girl you used to talk to. She wasn't the best looking girl.
No, she wasn't a bad mamma jamma, was she?
She wasn't a bad mamma jamma, but every time you see her in public, you cut your eye at her like, why did I do that?
Yeah.
That's how, in my opinion, they treat Lamar Jackson. The problem is, and I got to shout out James Collins, because he's been on our YouTube videos.
Yes, boy from Connecticut.
Appreciate you, James. Keep,
all the way up yonder.
He said Lamar has not hit his ceiling yet.
No.
Mind you, let me reiterate, he's 24 years old. He has not peaked yet. Everybody said, oh, yeah, the MVP. He won MVP. That was his peak. No, it's not.
Oh, no, that ain't his peak.
That's just the beginning.
Yeah, long as he don't be like Cam Newton and he win MVP and just win it all.
Don't do Cameron Newton like that.
Hey,
he's not here to defend himself.
Cameron is not Cameron.
But see,
you ain't you when you hungry. That's what
I'm just saying, like Cam, you could have did better, Cam.
Oh.
Cam. Oh, Cam. But I mean, so I did some research from this website called Beyond the Arc, and one of the main things people kind of dookie on Lamar Jackson is his rushing ability versus his passing ability. Now, yes, it's unconventional. We can't say it hasn't been seen before. It's been seen before, it's just not on that level. 2019, he won the MVP. He led the league in touchdown passes. I think it was like 37. Ooh. Then he rushed for like 10 or 12 more. I'm like, oh, shoot. So he can throw. Because that's like the narrative. They flat out say he can't throw. Now, think about the quarterbacks that we have been talking about. The Russell Wilsons. We talked about We even talked about Kyler Murray for a little bit. We talked about him last week. What do they have that Lamar doesn't have?
Well, for one, Kyler Murray, I don't think he should deserve to be in this conversation. Just because
that's tough.
I mean, he has talent, he has potential.
He's an up and comer. He's an up and comer. He's an up and comer.
But on the Lamar Jackson type of narrative, no.
See, even Kyler Murray with his young self, he's still a pup. You know what I'm saying? He only been in the league 2 years, so he's still young. They speak more highly of Kyler Murray than they do Lamar Jackson. Going back to the Bill Polian narrative, people took what Bill Polian said and pretty much ran with it. Now, let me pause right here. I am a bona fide Baltimore Raven fan. I'm going to be one now, and I'm going to be one to the day I die.
And same with me with the Steelers.
So, if you feel like I'm being biased, I don't care. If you feel like I'm taking up for my guy, I don't care. Because what I'm going to do is be objective and reasonable. There are some areas where he can improve. How does he improve? Okay, let's talk about the scheme. Greg Roman's scheme is historically not good for a quarterback of his caliber. And then when I say his caliber, I'm not talking about the exact same guy, because Greg Roman does have a history of working with quarterbacks that are mobile. Tyrod Taylor made him a Pro Bowler. Colin Kaepernick, hey,
Super Bowl
appearance. I just feel like that Greg Roman is holding his man back, because think about what we heard about all last offseason. He needs to throw. He got to throw this. He got to throw it there. He got to throw it so his man can get it. He can't throw over there because that don't count. And what makes it bad is that dog, he's only 24 years old. This is his third year. Mind you, this is his second offense. The second offensive scheme he been in. Because when he was drafted, Marty Moringwig was the offensive coordinator. He left, got fired, canned, put aside, cast straight. Anything you want to call it, that's what happened. Then Greg Roman got elevated to the offensive coordinator position. The problem I had with that is I saw what he did to Kaepernick. I saw what he did to Taylor. So I was one of the reasonable Raven fans that was like, no, get somebody that can really utilize his skill set, not call 9 routes all game. And then get the personnel. Let's talk about the personnel. Don't get me wrong. I am a fan of Hollywood Brown. I like his attitude. I like his grit.
Not a number one receiver.
But he's not a number one guy.
Definitely a slot receiver. I'll definitely put him at slot, maybe number 2.
Yeah,
maybe number 2.
I would not give him number 1 status.
Because the way I see it is that, your number 1 is always going to be your best guy. Your number 2 is going to be
second best.
Second best, of course. But, I would go for more like height for number 2. Yeah. Marquise Brown is not on
he's a small frame guy. He's a small frame guy.
We put him in the slot, though. I know he'll eat because, first off, he got speed, and them linebackers can't catch you.
No.
So, I know he'll eat in the slot, but he's definitely not number 1. I think that's the reason why y'all try to, bring in a veteran guy, Dez Bryant, who is at the very end of his career. As far I don't see him playing much longer.
Let me stop right there. Big shout out to Dez Bryant.
Oh, yeah, I respect him.
I'm a fan of yours. If you're listening, hey, thank you for your services as a Baltimore Raven. But here's my thing. You got Hollywood Brown. You got Willie Snead. You got Devin Duvernay. James Prochet. Give me 2 of those guys to be a number 1 on any team. You can't do it.
Shoot, yeah.
The New York Jets
might put Marquise Brown at number 1.
The New York Jets might try.
That's because they need everybody. Shoot, they take me out there.
Man, shoot, I can go out there and I'm 5'10", about 260.
Shoot, I know they'd take me. I'm 6'1", about 211.
I mean, I can't run no more, but I can still catch. Holla at your boy.
My back one.
I can't be all 3 downs because my knees get worn. You know what I'm saying? I got to sit down for a minute. But
no, but and I said the Jets just because they're in need of anything at this point. But the talent as far as having a legit weapon out there for Lamar isn't there.
It's not.
It would be nice if he possibly could get somebody, with speed.
He needs the right combination of hands and speed and route running.
Cause if a wide receiver that was young, if he was young, and I know he's not young, but I'm just playing in my little imagination right now.
Yeah,
but like a receiver like Ted Ginn,
no,
why not?
He first of all, he's not a young guy no more, man.
No, I'm saying if he was young,
he was primarily a returner, so you can't really.
Yeah, but he can catch the ball and he got speed. That's like putting Tavon Austin out there. I understand.
That's like trying to put Devin Hester.
Ain't not boy. You said the big name right there.
Hall of Fame returner. I remember what he did at that Super Bowl against the Colts where they ran it back first play.
Yeah.
But as far as receiver,
but it'll just be nice. You said a combination of speed and hands. Ted Ginn, he can catch the ball. As far as the non-route, I ain't never seen him run no actual post route or slant route or all the other glamours of route running. But if you just wanted to build, if Baltimore wanted to just put speed around him, you would acquire guys like yikes. I can go anywhere with this. Brandon Cooks, speed.
What about Kenny Galladay
from the Lions?
Yeah, Allen Robinson.
Oh yeah. I like Galladay just because he beats his one-on-one matchups.
Oh yeah,
but you know what I'm saying, any receiver you can name tons of speedy receivers. If Baltimore wants to become a speed hand type of that would actually be a good fit for Lamar. Just because
it'll be a good fit. It'll be a great fit. But here's the thing: think about the offensive scheme. The Baltimore Raven offense is a run-heavy offense, meaning they're going to run. That's why we got like 4 running backs. Well, Mark Ingram, he got released, but that's why we had so many running backs with Gus the Bus, J.K. Dobbins, Justice Hill, them guys. We are a run-heavy team. More often than not, if you watch the film, they had Marquise Brown lining up outside. That's a no-no. For the simple fact, he might have the speed to do it, but the physicality, no.
Yeah, then he facing number 1 corners.
You facing number 1 corners. So that's not going to work. And then you kind of small.
Down.
So that's not going to do it.
That's why Lamar Jackson's best friend was Mark Andrews.
That's why
threw to the middle of the field every time.
I'm just being real. That's all he had. Everybody's harping on what he got to throw outside the numbers. To whom?
Can nobody really catch outside the numbers either.
So this whole narrative, it shouldn't even now in 5 years, if Lamar Jackson becomes a straight up scrub, I will gladly get on this podcast and say, hey, I was wrong.
5 years from now or 5 years in his career?
5 years from now.
Oh, okay.
Not even that. Within the next 3 years, if he goes and stink up the joint, I will gladly say, okay, we messed up on that one. But the thing is, the media outside of Baltimore, and to a certain degree, some media in Baltimore, because I'm kind of in tune with the Baltimore media when it comes down to the Ravens. Overall, the narrative is really not fair. Because if you take Lamar Jackson and put him in the Kansas City Chiefs offense, with the skill set that he has, with the weapons they have, I don't think they would have lost that Super Bowl. The Kansas City Chiefs, of course. Now,
so you saying if you put Lamar Jackson in the Kansas City system, they would have beat the Buccaneers in Super Bowl?
I don't think they would have lost. As bad as they did.
Oh, okay. All right.
But
say
honestly,
Buccaneers defense.
That Buccaneers. But see, the thing is,
them boys are hot and ready like Little Caesars.
$5 a pop, boy. But got me through hard times back in the day.
Come on, man. Telling your testimony on the podcast.
Yes, sir, boy. Yes, sir.
This ain't testimonies.
Giving on the But being that, all right, somebody's going to hear this and say, well, Patrick Mahomes ran all night. But Lamar Jackson's a better runner than Patrick Mahomes. Lamar Jackson has a way, especially with his legs, to make a play out of no play. I've seen him do it countless times.
Oh, yeah. They can play out of no play.
But the thing about it is, when you put Lamar Jackson in that system, you have to account for all 11 men now on that offense. You got to account for them.
That would be dangerous.
You got to account for him now. You got to pick your poison. I'll say the Tampa Bay Buccaneers game plan was, okay, you ain't going to beat me with daggone Tyreek Hill. I refuse to let that happen. Now, you could attempt to give me, Travis Kelce. You could attempt to do that. I don't care. Do what you got to do. But Tyreek Hill, you ain't going to do it. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers threw them out their element.
Right.
But if you add the equation of Lamar Jackson in that scenario, if Kansas City would have lost, it would not have been that bad. If that game was played 3 times, Kansas City would have won at least one of them. Convincingly.
Mm-hmm.
And the next thing is, as far as Lamar Jackson, is his success in the playoffs. Right now, he's 1-2. Everybody knows he just won against Tennessee. That was like the I got you back game.
Yeah, finally. Thank the Lord. Because I was actually kind of getting upset at Baltimore. Because, I knew because the way y'all played the Steelers, the way y'all played the Steelers is just different from every team y'all play. But it was really,
we see y'all twice a year, sometimes 3.
It was really getting on my nerves, especially because, at my job or whatever, I got a Tennessee Titan fan at work or whatever.
You're welcome.
And he talked junk me when we played him. We did what we did. And even though they started to come back in 7 half, I was chewing on my fingernail. But, we did them dirty. But it was really bothering me because I know Baltimore is great at stopping the run. And when you play Tennessee, it's something you got to do. And these guys could not beat the Tennessee Henrys. And I was like, just pick up the bow and arrow and shoot Derrick Henry. That's the only thing you got to do.
Think about it. What a difference a year makes.
God.
What a difference a year makes.
Thank God y'all beat him. I'm so glad.
Derrick Henry ran for almost 200 yards in that divisional round game.
Jesus Christ.
What pissed me off about that year, we took almost 3 weeks off. I was like, no. When I saw the news thing on the Baltimore Ravens website, that the starters was going to be rested week 17 against Pittsburgh at home, I said, no, go dust them off. Because you already going to be off wild card weekend. We don't want them to get hurt. They ain't get hurt all year.
See what happened to us.
Let's not do that. But, and I'm like, just at least play the half so that you can stay.
We're not allowed to rest. No more starters week 17.
You can stay in that football mentality, for lack of better terms. You can stay there. But and then Tennessee came in, they was red hot. They just took down the Patriots. Not too many teams could go into Foxborough at that time and take the Patriots down.
Tall order.
You going, you somebody. You go in New England and take the Patriots down.
You a god, you go over there and beat them Foxborough.
I'm trying to tell you. And then they came in red hot. We was just simply weren't ready. We let Derrick Henry eat that night. What a difference a year make. He didn't crack 60 yards his last game.
Shut him down. I'm so glad.
To a certain degree, me too. Get him away.
I really applaud. And I despise Baltimore. But I knew for a fact that they could beat Tennessee just because Baltimore with that, especially with the assets that they brought on too, with McGuanquay and Derek Wolf.
Derek Wolf and Calais Campbell.
And them guys, I was like, man, I know they can stop that run, man. That's something you got to do. And see, as far as the corners go, I mean, Marlon Humphrey and Marcus Peters, shoot, they're one of the best secondaries in the league. So I know A.J. Brown to have a chance. It was just that run game, man. I was like, oh my God. I finally beat him, though.
I didn't even watch the game. I was actually on my way back from Petersburg, Virginia. And I'm listening to the game. Of course, I'm driving on I-95. Dude, I'm nervous because I'm like, okay, not again. Because they went up 10-0. That was another narrative. Lamar can't come back. Came back. Won. So, I did some research again. That's a Hall of Famer quarterback. He just got inducted this year.
Oh, Lord.
That went 0-3 in his playoff appearances. His first 3 playoff appearances, he was 0-3. Can you take a guess what that man's name is?
Peyton Manning.
Of course. And I went, dude, I've been trying to figure out, okay, where's the article where they say he is not this and he is not that. He ain't this, he ain't that. I didn't see none of that. They have articles up on, especially with ESPN, there's articles that is up from almost 20 years ago still online, which is amazing to me. None of that. So, in a nutshell, get that man some time. First of all, this goes to the organizational piece. get that man a good weapon. You cannot go to a gunfight with a butter knife.
Boy.
You can't do it.
Mm-mm.
You cannot do it. The next point that I was going to bring up, that's a widely known argument that the talking heads do. His style of play is not sustainable. I hate that. That's the one I hate the most.
It just it's tough sledding for that man.
It is. Now, I'm gonna read this little blurb, and I want you to tell me who you think it is. This is from the Pro Football Hall of Fame. During his NFL career, the left-hander threw for 3,000 or more yards 6 times and had 20 or more touchdown passes in the season 5 times, and posted a passer rating of 100 or higher 6 times. Aside from his passing ability, Blank was a consistent threat as a runner. He ran for 4,239 yards and scored 43 rushing touchdowns. Who do you think this guy is?
He was a left-handed thrower?
Mm-hmm. And it's not Michael Vick.
No, I know that. Because it couldn't be Michael Vick, couldn't be Cam Newton. All those guys are right-handed throwers.
Mm-hmm. Actually, Michael Vick is left-handed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you know that.
Oh,
wow.
wait.
Fun fact, Michael Vick is left-handed.
Okay. Well, okay. Now, I truly don't know.
That quarterback is Steve Young of the 49ers.
Different era of football.
Does not matter. Does not matter. I don't care. It does not matter. I hate when people go on that argument. It's a different era. I don't care. I'm not talking about the era. I'm talking about the actual style of play. That's all I'm saying.
How is his style of play compared to Lamar Jackson?
Because
rather than just running.
Steve Young was a threat to run. He could also throw the ball. Won the Super Bowl with that style of play. I'm going to read you these stats. I'm going to read you a set of stats. I want you to tell me who you think it is. This gentleman went for 18 for 26, 190 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 picks, 1 sack for 5 yards.
Who's that?
Tell me what it is. Tell me what you think. Take a wild guess.
Those stats is trash, by the way.
Tell me what it is, man.
Shoot, me?
Guess what? That's Steve Young and won the first playoff game.
Oh, God, no.
Here we go. 13 for 29, 155, 2 touchdowns, 0 picks, no sacks.
Who that? Steve
Young.
God,
Super Bowl.
Them guys.
25 for 38, 331 yards, 6 touchdowns, 0 picks,
snap.
3 sacks, 15 yards. Steve Young.
Oh, he teed up. Now, he teed up that one.
He teed up with that one.
I give him that
right?
one. The first 2, though, I was like, well, I'd go out there and do that. 1 pick,
exactly.
1 touchdown.
This man a Hall of Famer.
Yikes.
Now, mind you,
people don't really talk about Steve Young.
They don't talk about Steve Young like that.
He's a Hall of Famer, granted, but
they don't talk about him because of Joe Montana.
You know.
But
you know.
He had to follow Joe Montana, and like they say, numbers never lie.
Numbers don't lie.
So let's talk about the weaponry around Lamar Jackson. 2018, his first year, the Ravens receivers had 29 drops. 2019 MVP year, 14 drops. 2020, 16 drops.
Mm-hmm.
So with
a lot
all
of drops, somebody got some butters out there.
In all, the tally up each year since Lamar Jackson been the starting quarterback, there have been 59 drops in 3 years. 59 drops. Now, thinking about
pro receivers, quote
unquote, pro receivers dropping the ball, which is amazing to me because
you get paid millions
of dollars to catch a ball.
An accurate ball at that. An accurate one.
You know, right in the bread basket.
Not all of them is accurate, but
ain't no quarterback is 100% accurate.
No.
I'm sorry. Even Peyton wasn't even 100% accurate because
I don't know those. Aaron Rodgers, inaccurate.
Ain't no quarterback 100%. You find a stat that says 100% accurate.
I ain't saying 100% all the time. I mean, I ain't saying he ain't misfired some, but I'm just saying
every quarterback misfires some.
He misfired some, but yikes.
But to to scrutinize and demonize and pretty much, as they say at church, ostracize.
Not demonize.
Lamar Jackson because
they call him Dark Vader.
just to do that to this guy, I'm like, bro, slow your roll, please. And if I hear it one more time, Lamar Jackson,
he from 63rd,
is a running back playing quarterback, if I see it, I'm going to just tell you straight up, shut your mouth.
Oh, right.
Get that man a shot. At least give him a legitimate shot. Yes, he won the MVP. Yes, he did all that. Give him the proper tools. Because let's face it, he rushed for 1,200 yards his MVP season.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a lot. At the time, he had to because most of the time the play broke down. But then he had games where he had like 5 touchdowns. I can think about that Rams game on Monday Night Football. And then, let's go ahead and do this. There was games in 2019 where he didn't even play the fourth quarter. Because the game was done. It was done. It was done.
Smart.
You know what I'm saying?
Smart.
So, the narrative, yes, the narrative is going to be there. I feel like this all started before he got drafted.
You got to prove yourself.
What more does this brother have to prove? It's like he can go win a Super Bowl this year, and the next day, well, how's about go win another one?
No, I don't know now. If Lamar go win the Super Bowl, I don't think nobody has so much to say about him.
Yeah, they will. They will.
I mean, people gonna talk regardless. People gonna talk to the day you die. But as far as him not being a complete quarterback, when it comes down to Super Bowls, let's just be honest. I mean, Tom Brady, he was a 6th rounder. His talent won't there. His talent won't never there. And he's really not a finesse quarterback. He's always had a great offensive line. Mm-hmm. He's been untouched for 20 years now. I mean, you don't see Tom Brady getting sacked like that. He's protected well. This man has CIA, FBI agents out there blocking for him 24/7. And,
still got a Secret Service around.
When you do the legitimate job of throwing the football, you're going to have success.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Now going back to what you had said about giving him the tools. Okay. He will be better, much better, with a great tool. But I also think he can be better or even improve if he had the same, even if he kept the same receivers he had now, with a little bit more potential, a little bit more better at not dropping footballs.
That's all I need. That's all I want from him.
Sometimes it's not all about, you know what I'm saying? I done seen teams that don't have star receivers. They don't have, because you don't run into star receivers anyway.
No.
These guys, Antonio Brown, Mike Evans, all these great receivers that you talk about on the daily, who you think is the best receiver and all that, those guys don't come around like that. I
can go as far as saying Jerry Rice, T.O.
You know what I'm saying? These guys are rare. But some of these guys came in as a Hollywood Brown. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying he's trash, but some of these guys have the potential.
Right.
And you have to work. These guys have to work. You have to put in work in order to be the best in the NFL. That's period.
I mean, that's point blank period. But at the same time, why would you line up a 5'9", 5'10" receiver against a 6'2" corner? It goes deeper than, yes, that's a legitimate case. Drops are a legitimate case. But fix that freaking scheme.
Yeah. And you know what? And like I said, I feel like it still goes back to that potential, man, because, I feel like the Baltimore Ravens have a lot of faith in Hollywood Brown. And they should, because what he
was a first round
draft pick. So when you draft in the first round, franchises are looking forward to you to make a difference.
No. Excuse me. He was not a first round. He was a day 2.
Oh, so he was like third round?
The second round. So I think it was a day 2.
Even that high, though.
Let me look that up.
Well, either way, if he's drafted in the first 3 rounds of a draft, NFL draft, they are looking forward to you having some type of potential.
Right.
Now, these guys, these corners that are 6'2", they're not as fast as Marquise Brown.
I'm sorry, not to cut you off. He was a first round pick. You was right.
Okay. So they, as a first rounder, think about that. Your first pick in the first round, that's a franchise receiver. Mm-hmm. They looking forward to keeping Hollywood Brown for eternity. Possibly. if he plays his cards right. But see,
if I can go down the history of Ravens first round receivers.
Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? If they have a lot of confidence in this man because they took the time out to draft him first. Mm-hmm. So either he's gonna put on the shoes or he's gonna have to take them off.
But one thing you cannot teach is height and weight.
No, you cannot.
That is genetic. Marquise Brown is 5'9", Marquise Brown is 180 pounds. Why in the heaven you sitting this man out here on the outside?
Number one receiver. Because, like I said, it goes all about
your
that
scheme
value.
is messed up. Your scheme is messed up.
They put a lot of money in this man, and they expected him to be a number one receiver, but he's not. He's really a number 3.
But see, this is where
maybe a number 2.
He's a number 2.
I wouldn't even put him number 2 though. I would put him in that doggone slot, boy. I would put him in that slot
all day long.
All day long. Now he may take some hits. He gonna have to eat a loaf of bread, but
you got to eat some rice.
You know what I'm saying? When you in the slot, you got to run them nasty routes that people don't like to run. Exactly. You're really scared of. Exactly. But he has the speed to get by.
He got the speed.
You know what I'm saying?
And for lack of a better term, for understanding, he got the hands for it too. Now, granted,
look at his cousin
from September.
His cousin taught him so.
Yeah, taught him a little something. Thank you, AB. But
he still owe me. He still owed the Steelers.
Oh, but y'all just mad he got a ring.
No, what I'm mad about, we made him a superstar, and the guy ain't there no more. That's what I'm saying.
But see, that's the quarterback fault.
When we went to Super Bowl.
That's the quarterback fault. That's the quarterback fault.
No, yeah, partially. And then it's part of his fault. Ever since he got hit in the head, he ain't been the same.
That's not his fault, though. That's why I say it's perfect. If you want to point the blame,
we ain't getting to that far.
We ain't getting to that. You open the box.
You talking about Lamar and the 8. Get all that. I don't even want to talk about the 84 guy. I'm gonna get sensitive, but want to cry.
Please don't cry.
but
I mean, all jokes aside, like, man, like, to really sum everything up, the narrative. If you're going to place this narrative on Lamar Jackson, I feel like that same narrative got to be on every other quarterback. For instance, look at Josh Allen. He was in the same draft. You know what? I could do you one even better. Look at Baker Mayfield.
He ain't, man, listen. Ain't nobody big on Baker Mayfield, man.
Look at him.
Ain't nobody big on him.
And it's not about nobody being big on him. I'm talking about the narrative. This dude, when he got in the league, his first time going to the playoffs is last year. Lamar doesn't know what it's like to miss the playoffs.
And then
people going to say, well, the Cleveland Browns is this, and they was a terrible run organization, and the coaching and whatnot. No, you got drafted number 1 overall. You was given Jarvis Landry. You was given Odell Beckham Jr. But at the same time, that's what you was given. And then they turn around and give you Kareem.
Still ain't red, right? Though they demanding that
don't matter.
New head coaches every year.
That doesn't matter.
They just now putting a new head coaching system. That's a good head coach. That I'm actually looking at the corner of my eye like, whoa, because never mind.
Yeah, I know where you was going. But look at that scenario. They gave him the tools to do what he got to do.
Though. When it comes down to quarterback, your head coach matters.
But see, his head coach was Hugh Jackson.
Yeah, who the world Jermaine Jackson?
I'm not. Don't do that. Don't do that. They ain't paying us to do that. Don't do that. But
oh God.
But it's like, why can't that same narrative be? Yes, we see the conditions that have to go there. Why can't the same narrative
don't even need a narrative because this franchise already has a narrative.
That's not his fault, though.
It's not his fault, but I'm just saying.
That's not his fault.
With Baker Mayfield, he stepped into a narrative.
He stepped in the mud puddle. I ain't gonna lie.
They already think the Browns can't win a doggone lottery ticket. These guys can't buy a win. So he don't even need a narrative. Whether he was going to be trash or not, he already in a narrative as a franchise already. That's why they so hyped now that they finally went to the playoffs and won.
Oh, Lord.
Well, they holding me so bad.
I know they did. I wasn't expecting that. But anyway.
Eat my doggone food, didn't I? Sick to my stomach.
Look, y'all, I ain't here for this dude in like 3 days after that.
I was fuming.
But it's crazy because give that man a fair shake. That's all I'm asking.
Give him time.
Give him time. Don't just write him off because he's not fitting where you want him to fit at.
I'm going to tell you, one thing that everybody should be taught in America is time is money and money is time.
That's true.
So, this is year...
It's only going to year 4.
4? Okay. Year 4. If he don't do nothing by year 6, that's a problem. got to be doing something wrong. It don't take all day.
I'm gonna leave you with this here.
It don't take all day. It don't take 10 years for you to go to the doggone AFC Championship game. I mean, it just don't.
I'm gonna leave you with this here.
It don't take you all day.
You get a new job, right?
Yep, and stay there for 90 days.
They hire you and everything.
Mm.
They tell you what you want, what they want you to do, but they don't train you on nothing. Are you able to do that job efficiently?
Not right away, but you give me time.
But what's going to have to happen for you to get to do that job the right way? You need training. You need the things that's going to make you successful.
You can either do training or you can observe.
But like you just said, time is money. Money is time.
Time is money. Money is time. You're right.
They're not going to pay you to sit there and observe.
Yeah, you ask questions.
They're not going to pay you to ask questions. They're going to say, look, I expect you to do this.
Well,
you commanded that salary.
Paying my 2-week notice. Shoot. But no, for real though.
I mean, all jokes aside though, man.
If Lamar don't do nothing in the next 2 years,
it's not going to be on Lamar though.
He ain't really got no more excuses. His excuses are not validated anymore. Just for the simple fact, it don't take all day. It don't take 10 years for you to go to the AFC Championship.
It took 10 years for Peyton Manning to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's because Peyton Manning came out the mud. This brother, he been slinging. By the time he got to Denver, his elbow won and shoulder won.
And not to mention his neck.
Yeah, neck won and everything. I mean, what I'm saying? The guy tried.
This dude was dubbed the greatest regular season quarterback.
Some successful years too.
They had a lot of successful years.
You know what I'm saying? They're just going to take the top off. But see, the problem with Lamar is that first off, he don't have the necessary pieces or the potential. Either one. You can choose either one. Either the wide receiver he has doesn't have enough potential, or they need to acquire some more people because you waste the money on people like Dez Bryant. I'm sorry. He's great. We know his resume. Mm-hmm. He spent a lot of time with the Dallas Cowboys.
You're saying exactly what I'm saying.
And, it's too late for all that. Too late to apologize on that. We sorry. We should have drafted you. I mean, we should have signed you before you went to the Saints and tore your ACL.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Had a chance
then. But it's time out for, and I'm speaking to the Baltimore, and I don't, like I said, I don't even.
And please, Baltimore fan, but please understand that he is still a fan.
You know what I'm saying? I want y'all to understand that it's time out for signing cheap old veteran guys who are ring chasers like Blake Griffin. And you know what I'm saying? See Steve Smith Sr. call him at the end, and Quan Baldwin call him at the end. Dez Bryant, you catching him at the end. I don't think he's going to sign with the Baltimore Ravens no more, and I don't think he's going to be signed by any other NFL team.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know what I'm saying? Y'all did right. You're trying to do right anyway. Y'all went in the first round, y'all drafted Hollywood Brown. Now it's time for Hollywood Brown to develop as a receiver. It's time for you to get in that doggone training room, work on your hands, work on your route running.
Get some meat on your
You know what I'm saying? Because your money is time too. Everybody out there, money is time. Because the NFL will cut you quick. Look at Colin Kaepernick. That rhyme. You know what I'm saying? The man had talent. The man was balling out with the 49ers.
But what is the overwhelming constant with Colin Kaepernick and doggone Lamar Jackson?
They just can't do it right.
No. What's the constant? What is the control variable? What's the thing they got in common? Greg Roman.
That too. That's true. And that's kind of like a conspiracy thing going on, with the people. You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, it's time for Baltimore to get right and do it now. Because, you wasting talent. You wasting talent. Mm-hmm. Lamar is I cannot take that away from him. As much as I hate playing him, as much as I hate seeing him run out the dog pocket, because I know nobody catch him. I mean, even Jesus got a hard time catching him. He'd be like, "Come here, son." But he's a talented quarterback, and he has potential, but he has to grow in areas as far as just just let the boy play his game.
Let Lamar be Lamar.
If it comes to a point where you let him play his game and he's not being successful, that's when you step in as a staff.
But for right now, don't make him do
the man has went to 3 playoff games as a youngin. Like you said, he's 24. You know what I'm saying? Now Joe Flacco carried him to 1, and he went to 2 of them. So
that was that Raven defense.
You know what I'm saying? But I cannot think of that quarterback, and this like leaving y'all on the cliffhanger. I cannot remember that quarterback where they totally changed his style of play and they made him stay in the pocket. Well, I want to say, I don't think it was Colin. I wanted to say Colin.
They tried it with Kaepernick, but the one that I could really think of that really kind of not necessarily changed it, but kind of like dialed back on running was Michael Vick.
Yeah, but Michael Vick, he
man.
But yeah, man, that was basically, the whole storyline was this narrative about Lamar. We all know he's talented, he has potential or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Just off memory, I came up with a list of mobile quarterbacks that had success.
Go ahead, talk about it.
Cam Newton. We know how you feel about Cam Newton.
That had to be the first one you named, huh?
I had to.
Who has success? What success? Does he have a ring?
He got an MVP.
I don't care about no MVP.
He made it to the Super Bowl.
He made it. Yeah. Yep. He made it. Just that.
That's
15
successful.
and 2.
That's successful.
Shoot, Ben made it.
You can't.
The youngest quarterback to make it.
You can't.
15 and 2. Yeah.
You can't.
Don't nobody give him credit for making it to the dongle. Went 15 and 2 and lost in the first round. Huh?
You can't even knock that man though.
I don't care.
Another
nothing about that man.
Another mobile quarterback that we just hit on, Robert Griffin III.
Now, they did him dirty.
Now, I'm not. He got Jim Zorn. He was the quarterback of the Seahawks back in the day.
I don't even know what that is.
Roger Staubach. He was like the quarterback of the Cowboys back in the day. Hall of Famer. Super Bowl winner. You gonna like this one. Cordell Stewart.
Say do what?
Slash what they call him. How far it go? He said Pretty Ricky what they call him.
Man, listen.
Before you go down, I'm just
okay, go ahead, man. Go ahead, man. Shoot.
You got John Elway, Hall of Famer. He was a mobile quarterback in his heyday. You got Donovan McNabb, who was also he was mobile. Donovan McNabb was mobile. Before when he started getting hurt. Then you got Fran Tarkenton. He's a Hall of Famer. He was with the Vikings. Steve Young, Hall of Famer, won a Super Bowl, mobile quarterback. You got my guy Randall Cunningham, very mobile quarterback.
Notable.
You got Michael Vick, Steve McNair, Colin Kaepernick, Greg
Russell
Landry,
Wilson,
Doug Flutie, Bobby Douglas, Russell Wilson, Terrell Pryor, shut up, Troy Smith. The point I'm making with that list is you got these guys who were mobile quarterbacks and they had some measure of success. But like I said earlier, the overwhelming constant between Colin Kaepernick, Lamar Jackson, Tyrod Taylor, it got to be Greg Roman. So I'm issuing a plea. Greg Roman, it's time for you to go. And put somebody in there that's going to utilize his skill set and put somebody in there that's going to have the inputs to say, okay, he needs this. And so we're going to end it right here, man. Look, this was a great show. There's a lot of stuff that we could have touched on today, but I didn't even get into it like that.
No, man, no.
The video and everything is going to be up on YouTube, so hit us up, Backport Sports Podcast on YouTube, and y'all can check the video. Man, my partner is going off right now. My dude is cutting up, man.
Oh, man. We thank y'all for listening, man.
We appreciate y'all, man. Everybody that's listening and download and interacting with us, man. We really appreciate you guys, man. We out of here, man. This is Backport Sports Podcast with your boy Fonz
and Quan.
And we out.